Have you ever thought, what is my body trying to tell me right now? So many times in medicine, we simply look at the symptom and we treat specifically that. But I think now we need to go a lot deeper and begin listening to the body. So why is the body important? The body is not our enemy. So when symptoms do come up, it's not that the body is working against us. The body is simply the messenger. The body is giving us the message for what's going on within, and it's providing us a way that we can listen to it so that we can have a little bit of direction about our next steps. What I've learned through my own personal journey and seeing patients again and again, when we begin to ignore those little signals, those little nudges that the body is giving us, is that this is when we can start to get into trouble with our system. And also if we look at wisdom traditions going back many generations, wisdom would tell us, what is this symptom in the body? What is the body trying to say at this point in time? So many of us don't really make this association. And I think this is because this is the way we've been taught in Western medicine. And I'm a Western trained physician, right? But I really start to bridge this whole East meets West concept, but starting to look a little bit more deeper beyond just the outside and blood pressure and heart rate. But really when it starts to come to other symptoms that we have, we start to go a little bit deeper in saying that the body there's little fingerprints inside the body. And what happens is that these little fingerprints kind of get stuck. This can be an emotional trauma, it can be an accident, but as those little fingerprints are there, they need to come out at some point in our life. And that gets often expressed as disease or some types of conditions. But if we heed those early warning signs, then we can kind of stave off a lot of illness that begins to come. And so who else is talking about this right now? I'm not original in my thinking, even though I've experienced it myself. But one of my teachers early on was Dr. Carolyn Myss. And one of the ways that she talks about it is that the body mirrors our biography. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. Louise Hay, again, an early person that I went to when I was on my journey. So Louise Hay was a woman that went through a lot of suffering in her life. And then at the age of 60, she developed the company called Hay House Publishing. And Hay House Publishing then produces now many, many articles and books. It's wonderful. But what did Louise Hay teach? She taught that the body reflects our beliefs and our inner story, right? What is that story we tell ourselves? And then for those of us who are Canadian, maybe you know of Dr. Gabor Mate. And even internationally, Dr. Mate is very well known. And he talks about how chronic stress and emotional suppression affect our immunity. So basically all that stress that we just kind of hide away, sweep under the carpet, it begins to affect our immune system. And in his book, he talks a lot about specific conditions that he sees in individuals that have tried to suppress their emotions. And then we know Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, he shows us that the body remembers what the mind forgets. So all of these different truths can be translated in that basically what isn't expressed in our body it comes out within the body. So a friend of mine told me the expression the other day was that you need to feel it to heal it. So basically, if we have things that we go through in life that we didn't fully heal from, for example, I was talking with a patient the other day, and a family member had passed away a year previously. And she said that when her family member died, she kind of went through the motions. Like it was very sudden. She went through the motions, the funeral, the burial, everything else. And now she's kind of having some issues come up. And this came up as one of the possible triggers that at the time she didn't really express her grief. So she kind of shoved it away, and now it was starting to come out within our body. The body is always giving us signals. So many times we often start feeling guilty about when things happen to us. And I'm a great example of this too, okay? I had skin cancer many years ago on my back. And then 2 years after that, I got skin cancer on my eye. And for a little while, I really beat myself up because I said, what am I doing, Tiffany? Why did I get this skin cancer that I need to know better? But now I just know that it was another signal for my body to begin to listen. So instead of attacking your body, if you have a condition and say, why is my body attacking me? What if you were to say, my body is feeling overwhelmed and my body is really asking me for a little bit of support, a little bit of safety, and my body wants me to truly see the truth of what's going on. Because this can also have a very gentle approach to our nervous system. Because a lot of times as we really get into this mode of wanting to heal the body, we do attack the body and we try to fight off disease. But when we fight off disease, we actually stir up a lot of negative emotions within the body. And negative emotions create negative chemicals, and they actually further impact our healing. So one of the most gentle things that we can do is say, body, how can I support you now? What is it that you're trying to tell me that I need to listen to? So, the people that I described earlier and some of those that are looking at this, there are some connections in certain parts of the body of what it may be trying to say to us. So if we look at the body as a messenger and we look at it through the eyes, so if we think of through the eyes, if you're having an eye symptom, it's what am I not wanting to see? Or what do I need to see more clearly? Another way of putting this can be, am I seeing life through an old lens, through an old way or an old state of being? And do I need to open up my eyes or my vision to see something in a different light or in a different way? When we think of a condition like clenching our jaw or TMJ, like so many people have problems with grinding. So if you're having this issue, maybe you could say, where in my life am I biting my tongue? Where am I holding things in that I don't want to say? And could that be coming out and being expressed in your body? What about in the heart? We often think about heartache. So this is so true. So where am I feeling an ache inside my heart? What is feeling heavy maybe in my life right now? Or maybe where have I lost my feeling of connection or my feeling of safety? These can come through within the heart, whether that is palpitations, high blood pressure, chest heaviness, or chest pain, beginning to think about it this way. Then we move into the lungs. So traditional Chinese medicine talks about the lungs as a center of grief. So we think about it of breathing issues from asthma, from maybe being very short of breath. So again, is there unprocessed grief that is there? Or maybe, am I giving myself space to breathe? What may be going on in my life that I'm holding things in so much that I don't have the space to breathe anymore? And then what about brain fog or overwhelm? Now, this is one that I've suffered from for a long time as well. So what are the questions can you ask if you're having brain fog? One of the first questions I ask myself is, am I overwhelmed? Am I overloaded? Do I just have too much on my plate? And this is why I'm feeling foggy, because there is really just too much that I have to do. Or another way of it to think is there something that I really need to feel? So where does this come in handy? Many times we like to think things through with our very logical brain. So the front part of our brain is called the prefrontal cortex, and it's all about logic and reason. But sometimes there's problems in our life that we can't logically think them through. We have to feel them through. And if we don't want to feel it, then that's when the brain fog can start to come in. Then what about the gut? So maybe you're having digestive issues, you have nausea, you've been diagnosed with SIBO. So maybe it could be saying, what am I not able to digest in my life? Maybe it's food that's not the problem. Maybe it's something that someone's saying that you're just not able to digest. Or the other can be, what boundaries are being crossed in my life? So I'm hoping that some of this might resonate you as we go through. When it comes to our joints, so joints can be about flexibility, it can be about arthritis, it can be about pain. So it can also be about, where am I being rigid right now? I see this in a lot of joint problems and autoimmune problems when people are very controlling. And again, I know about control. I was that way for about the first 40 years of my life. But when I let go of control, my life opened up. But often joint pains can be from a sense of control. The other joint pains can also be from a sense of weight, of carrying too much. And a lot of times this does come from control as well. Because if you're trying to control your life, your family, your children, your husband, your partner, that can be too much for you to carry because you're not letting go of those boundaries of letting them make their own decisions. So letting go of some of these things. So again, all of these symptoms, nothing means that this is your fault, right? This is simply that your body is trying to become wise. The body is trying to keep you alive, and it's trying to send you a little message as to how you can work with your body toward a state of healing toward a state of repair. So I want you to think about it this way, okay? So if your body could speak in words instead of in symptoms, what might it be asking for you right now? What might it be saying? Might it say, you need a little more rest? You need a little more truth? Maybe the boundaries in your life, support, love, connection. Listen to your body, because your body, this is the first step of your healing. So if any of this resonates with you today, and I hope it will be for some of you, what I want you to do is pause and just ask your body just one simple question. And this is something that I've learned to do much more frequently over the past 4 years, is take a moment, put my hands on my heart, and say to my body, what do you need from me today? What do you need me to hear? And if you sit and listen, the body can send you little messages. Now, I know in the beginning this may feel strange, it may feel uncomfortable, but the more that you listen to your intuition and your guidance, the more that you will be guided toward what this message is that the body is trying to say. Our body is full of wisdom. Our medical society and our medical profession has got it so wrong. It's not about a pill to match the disease. It's how you begin to listen to the body. You can use pills and medicine to support it and to guide it, but you really need to look inside and say, body, where is it that you want me to go? Where can I use the help right now? If this resonates, please send it to a friend, and please feel free to express any comments in the post below. Take care of everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.